Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Success ain't no accident. You don't just wake up rich, fulfilled, and favored. That stuff takes work. It takes intention, and it takes doing the right things every single day. When you wake up in the morning, before anything else, you need to talk to God. Not your phone, not your group chat, not social media. You need to connect with the one who gave you the breath to wake up in the first place. See, people take mornings for granted like it's just another part of life. But when you understand that waking up is not a guarantee, when you really get that, then you realize it's not just another day, it's another chance. A chance to do better, a chance to get it right, a chance to walk in your purpose. Talking to God doesn't have to be some long, complicated, church-sounding prayer either. You don't have to sound like a preacher. You don't need big words. You don't need a robe and a choir behind you. Just be real, be honest. Sometimes it's just, Lord, thank you for waking me up. Guide me today. I can't do this by myself. That's it. That's a whole prayer right there. It's about starting your day with alignment. When you talk to God, you center yourself. You remember who's really in control, and that helps take some of the pressure off your back. Because let's be real, life be lifing. You wake up and the problem's already knocking at the door. The bills, the stress, the drama, the self-doubt, all of it. So why would you try to fight those battles without your armor on? Talking to God in the morning is like putting on your spiritual armor. It gives you peace when your mind is foggy. It gives you strength when you're running on empty. And more than anything, it reminds you that you are not alone. That right there, that's powerful. And here's the thing. You don't even have to be perfect for God to listen. He already knows you. He knows your flaws, your struggles, your fears. He just wants you to show up. So even if you had a rough night, even if you feel unworthy, even if you feel lost, still talk to him, especially then. That's when you need him most. Make it a habit. Make it your first reflex, not your last resort. Before you grab your phone, before you scroll, before the noise of the world gets in, pause, breathe, and talk to the one who's been waiting on you to check in. Every single day you wake up, you need to set your intention. That means before the world starts pulling you in 10 different directions, you take control of your mind. Most people wake up and just let life happen to them. They roll out of bed, already running late, already overwhelmed, and then wonder why their day feels like a mess. That's because they never told the day what it was going to be. They never gave it a direction. Setting your intention is like being the captain of your ship. You decide where you're headed instead of drifting wherever the wind takes you. Intentions are powerful. They shape your energy. They influence your attitude. They determine your focus. When you set your intention in the morning, you're planting a seed in your mind. It might be, today, I'm going to stay calm no matter what. Or I'm going to make progress on my goals. Or maybe I'm going to be present and kind with my family. Whatever it is, you say it, you declare it, you lock into it. And that changes how you move. That changes how you respond to challenges, how you show up for yourself, and how you deal with distractions. This isn't about being fake positive or ignoring reality. Setting an intention isn't denying that life gets hard. It's deciding how you're going to deal with it when it does. Because the storms are coming with or without your permission. But when you've already made up your mind, when you've already chosen who you're going to be today, then you're not reacting emotionally, you're responding with purpose. That's a big difference. And look, you don't need a journal full of plans or a 10-step checklist. Sometimes it's just one sentence, one focus, one word. But you say it with your chest. You believe it. Because once your mind is in the right place, your body will follow. Your choices will follow. Your day will follow. And it's not about perfection. It's about intention. Even if the day doesn't go exactly how you pictured, at least you walked into it with clarity. At least you weren't wandering. That alone puts you ahead of most people. That alone gives your day purpose. That alone gives you control over what you can control. What you allow to take in, that'll go back in. Intention turns a regular day into a meaningful one, not because everything went right, but because you were right. Right in your mind, right in your heart, right in your spirit. You've got one body, just one. And if you plan on living out your dreams, chasing purpose, handling business, and showing up for your family, then you better take care of it. That starts with something simple. Move your body every day. It doesn't have to be some crazy gym routine or a 2-hour workout. It could be a walk around the block, stretching in your living room, dancing to your favorite music, or even doing a few push-ups before you jump in the shower. The point is, you can't just let your body sit still day after day and expect to feel energized, focused, or strong. Movement is medicine. When you move your body, you wake up your mind. You shake off the stress. You breathe deeper. You get your blood flowing, your heart pumping, and your energy rising. And let's be real, this world will wear you down if you let it. But if your body is moving, you've got a fighting chance. Your body is your vehicle for everything you want to do in life. You can have all the ideas, all the ambition, all the drive in the world, but if your health gives out, it doesn't matter. That's why it's not about trying to look like a model or hit some unrealistic number on a scale. It's about being strong enough, healthy enough, and energized enough to show up and do what you're called to do. And don't underestimate how much your physical movement affects your mental and emotional health too. When you move, your brain releases chemicals that help fight anxiety, stress, and even depression. Sometimes it's not your life that's heavy, it's your body begging for movement. You've been sitting in the same chair, hunched over the same screen, scrolling through the same feed, and wondering why you feel stuck. Get up, stretch, walk, move something. It doesn't take much, but it makes a difference. Also, when you move your body, you build discipline. You prove to yourself, even in small ways, that you're in charge of your choices. And that discipline spills over into everything else, how you work, how you think, how you carry yourself. Moving your body becomes a declaration that you care about your life, that you respect the vessel you were given, and that you're serious about showing up fully. It's not about perfection. It's about honoring your body enough to keep it in motion, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Every day you need to feed your mind. Just like your body needs food to function, your mind needs nourishment too. And I'm not talking about random scrolling through nonsense or soaking up gossip all day. I'm talking about intentional, quality input that helps you grow. What you allow into your mind shapes how you think, how you see the world, and how you see yourself. Most people don't even realize they're starving mentally. They're full of noise but lacking substance. You can't pour out wisdom, clarity, or creativity if you never take anything in worth sharing. When you feed your mind, you're investing in your future. You're preparing yourself for moments that haven't even come yet. You're stacking knowledge, sharpening your focus, expanding your perspective. Whether it's a podcast, a chapter from a book, a powerful quote, or a motivational message, you need something daily that makes your mind stretch. It's like going to the gym, but for your thoughts. The stronger your mind, the better decisions you'll make. The clearer your vision, the fewer distractions can knock you off course. And it doesn't matter where you are in life. You could be at the bottom trying to figure it all out or already walking in your purpose. Either way, you never stop learning. The moment you stop feeding your mind is the moment you start drifting. You lose that edge. You stop evolving. Life is changing every day, and if you want to keep up, if you want to lead, to grow, to stay sharp, you better stay a student. Also, you got to be mindful of the junk. Just like your body can't thrive off fast food every day, your mind can't thrive off drama, negativity, or nonsense. Be careful what you consume. If it's always filled with fear, doubt, or hate, it will weigh you down even if you don't notice it right away. That's why you have to be intentional. Feed your mind with things that lift you, challenge you, inspire you. Learn something new. Watch something that teaches you. Listen to voices that push you to be better. The truth is your life will rise or fall to the level of your thinking. So if you want a bigger life, a stronger purpose, a deeper impact, you need to think bigger, stronger, deeper. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens by what you feed yourself day in and day out. Feed your mind the right things, and your life will begin to reflect that shift in powerful ways. Every single day, you need to speak life over yourself. This world is already loud with negativity. There are enough people telling you what you can't do, who you're not, what you'll never become. If you're not careful, you'll start believing those voices. That's why it's your job to become your own biggest encourager. You can't wait on validation. You can't sit around hoping somebody else will see your value. You've got to open your mouth and speak it yourself. Your words have power, and when you speak them out loud, something starts to shift, not just in your spirit, but in your environment too. You don't have to feel confident to speak like you are. Sometimes you've got to talk yourself into strength. You could be tired, uncertain, frustrated, even discouraged. But when you start saying things like, I am capable, I am chosen, I am favored, I will not give up, something wakes up inside you. It's like lighting a match in a dark room. You don't need the whole fire to get started. You just need the spark. And that spark is your voice. It's what you say to yourself when nobody's watching. It's what you declare even when everything around you says otherwise. Don't let your inner dialogue be filled with doubt and defeat. You wouldn't let a stranger talk to you the way you talk to yourself sometimes. You've got to flip that. You've got to create a new soundtrack in your head, one that's built on faith, not fear, one that reminds you who you are even when you don't feel like it. That kind of talk becomes a habit. It becomes armor. It becomes the fuel that keeps you standing when life tries to knock you down. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out or already walking in your purpose. You still need to hear yourself speak words of life. You still need to remind yourself why you started, what you carry, and what you're here to do. Life can wear on you. Pressure builds. Setbacks come. But your words can build you back up. They can rebuild your confidence, your vision, your hope. The key is consistency. Don't just wait until you're in crisis. Make it a daily thing. Look in the mirror and speak to the person you're becoming. Speak over your health, your goals, your future. Tell yourself the truth. Because even if your situation hasn't changed yet, the moment you change your language, you're already moving in a new direction. If you want real change in your life, you have to understand the power of consistency. It's not about doing one big thing one time. It's about doing small things every day with purpose. Most people fail not because they're not talented or capable, but because they're not consistent. They get excited for a moment, then fall off. They make a plan, hit a bump, and quit. But success doesn't come to the most excited person. It comes to the most disciplined. The person who shows up daily, no matter how they feel, no matter what happened yesterday, no matter who's watching. Consistency builds character. It builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you get stronger. Every time you follow through, even when you don't feel like it, you prove to yourself that you're serious, that you're not just dreaming, you're doing. And it doesn't have to be big, flashy, or perfect. Sometimes it's just choosing not to quit. Sometimes it's doing one small thing even when you're tired. That's the part most people miss. They think if it's not dramatic, it doesn't count. But the truth is, greatness is hidden in the routine. Power is found in the repeat. You want to change your health? Be consistent with your movement and your meals. You want to grow your mind? Be consistent with what you read, watch, and listen to. You want better relationships? Be consistent in how you show up, how you communicate, how you love. You want to reach your goals? Be consistent in your effort, even on the days when progress feels invisible. Those are the days that count the most. Those are the days that separate the ones who say they want it from the ones who are actually doing the work to get it. The problem is people chase motivation, but motivation fades. You're not always going to feel inspired. You're not always going to feel strong. But if you build consistency, you'll have something stronger than motivation. You'll have momentum. And once you've got momentum, it gets harder to stop than it was to start. You start seeing results, not just in your circumstances, but in your mindset. You stop questioning yourself so much. You stop starting over. You begin to trust the process because now you've seen what showing up every day can do. Consistency isn't glamorous. It doesn't always come with applause, but it's the quiet force behind every success story. It's the proof that you're in it for the long haul. It's how you turn habits into a lifestyle and dreams into reality.